Entrepreneurs, to be successful, you can't be a complainer. Entrepreneurs, what we do is we take people who are complainers and we give them a solution. Starting a business is insanely difficult. It's one of the most difficult things you're ever going to do in your life. The number one piece of advice that comes up over and over and over and over again with the people who've made it, the heroes that you have, is they had a mission, they had a purpose, they knew why they were doing this thing. What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, and I want to see you find it, embrace it, and use it to make a difference in the world. Now, I get asked by a lot of entrepreneurs, how do I know if I'm going to be an entrepreneur or not? How do I know if I have the signs, the willingness, the desire, the ability to succeed? And so today, to answer your question, we're going to talk about the 7 signs that you are a terrible entrepreneur. So the 7 signs that you are a terrible entrepreneur, let's kick it off with number 1. You are a complainer. Entrepreneurs, to be successful, you can't be a complainer. Entrepreneurs, what we do is we take people who are complainers and we give them a solution. When you are looking around the world and seeing all these people around you who are complaining, instead of joining them, instead of being the type of people who sit there and complain about all the things that we don't have in our lives, we look as a solution. Where there is a problem, there is an opportunity. I look at my channel as an example. I was frustrated that I had to sit through 25 hours of Elon Musk interviews to get 25 minutes of gold nuggets because people didn't ask him great questions because he didn't articulate himself very well. And so I had to sit through all of this content, and I just wished that somebody did that work for me. I didn't want to have to create this channel. I wanted one of you guys to do it, but nobody did. And so instead of complaining about it, I found the solution. Same thing with your one word. I wish somebody else wrote that book. I wish somebody wrote the blueprint. And I found myself saying, I wish somebody had written the blueprint. Ding, 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 there's your idea. So the things in your life that you are upset about and the things that you hear other people complaining about, entrepreneurs, we see that as an opportunity. We see that as a win, not a negative. Sign number 2 that you are a terrible entrepreneur is you look for the no's instead of the yeses. Whenever you are starting on a business plan, you have a big idea, you have this giant thing that you want to change the world with, there's going to be a lot of reasons why it's not going to work out. And where most people go to, and if you tell your friends, try this out, tell your friends your big idea and see what the reaction is going to be. Chances are they're going to find all the reasons why that your idea is not going to work out. That's what most people do. You look at all the no's. It won't work because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this, because you don't have the money, the connections, the resources, the access, anything. You can come up with 1,000 reasons why it's not going to work out. And especially at the beginning of any idea, there are more no's than yeses. There are more reasons why it will not work out than reasons why it will, because it's just an idea, because you haven't figured it out yet. And so if you're the kind of person who looks for the no, who looks at all the reasons why it's not going to work out, you will not have success as an entrepreneur. Instead, you need to focus on the one reason that will allow you to win. Look for the yes. For all the 998 no's, look for the 2 ways that you will be able to win. Focus all your efforts and energy on that positive outcome, and you will eventually hit your success mark. Sign number 3 that you're a terrible entrepreneur is you value resources over resourcefulness. I can't tell you how many entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs complain that they don't have the resources, that they didn't go to the right school, that they don't have enough money to get started, that they don't have a team, that they wish they had venture capital, and they sit there just focusing on all the things that they don't have instead of thinking, what can I do with what I do have right now? One of my favorite quotes is from Steve Wozniak, co-founder with this guy of Apple, and he said, stop focusing on the things that you don't have and instead focus on what you can do with what you do have. Entrepreneurs are resourceful. When there is scarcity, it forces you to be creative. It forces you to find another solution. Look at the people who you look up to. The people on this wall, or the people, that would be on your wall at home, the people you look up to, the people who've had the most success in the world, chances are they started with less than what you already have right now. And yet the people who were given everything to them, the people who had super rich parents, who had a trust fund for a trust fund, a backup plan for a backup plan, went to every Ivy League school, have money burning not just holes in their pocket, but out of every pore of their body. The kids of great people rarely go on to do great things. The kids of great people of successful people rarely go on to do great, successful things because they don't know how to be resourceful. Stop valuing resources over resourcefulness if you want to win. The number 4 sign that you are a terrible entrepreneur is you give up too easily. When do you give up? You give up when you're not passionate about it anymore. But there's going to be so many crazy things that you have to do. There's so many pains that you're going to have to go through that as an entrepreneur, you have to, in some part, enjoy the pain. You have to, in some part, enjoy the process. I just got back from California, and I got picked up by a member of Believe Nation, fan of the channel, and he picked me up in his minivan. The AC was broken. It's 100 degrees outside. We can't roll down the windows because it would affect the filming that we were doing. And so I'm coming from Canada. I'm not used to 100-degree weather. And I go and sit in this sweat box. And he's apologizing and he's saying, really sorry, like we can do something else. We don't have to continue on the plan. I'm like, no, this is great. This is awesome. I love the sweat box. I want to own the sweat box, right? This experience is amazing. I want to drive for the next hour in the sweat box to get to the park in the middle of the desert that you want to go to. The pain is how you grow. It's easy when it's easy, right? It's easy to win a race against 3-year-olds. But when it's hard, when things aren't going your way, when there's challenges in front of you, that's when you're going to actually grow. That's when you're going to stretch yourself. And so if you give up at the first sign of any kind of adversity, you're done. Not just in entrepreneurship, but in life. You have to see the adversity and relish in it and get excited by it. I like to smile and laugh at the problems that are in front of me. And it doesn't mean that I plan for problems, that I welcome problems, say, hey, give me all your problems. I would much prefer to have an easier path than the difficult one, but difficulties are going to come. And so what do you do when these difficulties come? Do you complain? Do you give up? Do you hide? That's not going to serve you. When the difficulties come, you want to try to minimize the difficulties, but when they come, you address them head on. You challenge them. You tackle them. You do it. Because every time, this is really important. This becomes a matter of your own personal identity. Every time you get faced with a challenge, every time that you recognize here's this challenge in front of you, and you step back and you play small and you say, I can't do that, and you quit, then you've built this habit loop. You've built that sense of identity that when things get tough, I run away. And that's going to happen again and again and again and again and again, forever and ever. That's the rest of your life. But if there's a challenge ahead of you and you say, I'm going to rise to that challenge, I'm going to tackle that obstacle, I'm going to climb that mountain, you feel not only so good when you get to the top, right? When you do that crazy thing that you thought was really hard and you accomplish it, how great you feel about yourself. You don't feel great beating 3-year-olds in a race, but if you had to race against people who are a little bit better than you and you won, you got through it, or even if you came close, you'll feel so good about yourself. Now you're building the positive identity. Now you're telling yourself that when there are difficulties, adversities, problems, I'm the kind of person who rises up to meet them. That's an entrepreneur. The number 5 sign that you're a terrible entrepreneur is you try to do everything. If you want to build a big business, if you want to have a big impact, you're going to have to let go of some things. You can't do everything yourself. You are not the best in the world at everything. And so a huge challenge for a lot of people who start a business, the ones who ultimately don't succeed, is they have Michael Jordan level talent at something, right? Like I said in the intro, you have Michael Jordan level talent at something. You could be among the best in the world at something. But only 2% of your time is actually spent doing that thing. And 98% of your time is doing a whole bunch of other crap that you need to do to run the business. And so what I love seeing in entrepreneurs is trying to see how do I get that 2% to a higher number, right? It's not going to be 100%, especially at the beginning, because you have to do other things to get the company off the ground, but narrow your focus. If you're spending half your time on the thing that you have Michael Jordan level talent at, you're going to be able to build a business. And as soon as you can afford to, get the money, invest it back into your business, hire a team, build, expand, grow, so you can move that percentage higher and higher and higher and higher, so that you're spending more and more of your time doing the thing that you are best in the world at, because you will not win doing the things that you suck at. You will only force yourself to do something for so long that you hate before you end up having to quit or moving on. because you suck at it and you don't enjoy it and you don't want to get good at it. Could you get good? Sure. Could you acquire the skill? 100%, but you don't want to. So stop doing that thing. So trying to narrow your focus so that you are not doing every single task yourself, so that as soon as you can afford to, you build a team and you spend as much time physically possible doing the thing that you want to be best in the world at. That's how great entrepreneurs think. The number 6 sign that you are a terrible entrepreneur is you started this business as an escape. There are 2 reasons to start a business. One, because you want to shoot towards something. You're trying to build a better world. You have a big idea. And the other one is because you hate your life. And most people, this is why they become an entrepreneur. And this is why most people fail. They start a business because they hate their job, because they hate their boss, because they hate working certain hours, because they hate having to respond to somebody, because they hate having somebody above them telling them what to do. They hate. That's not the best framework to launch into being an entrepreneur. The reason to get married to somebody is not because you really hated this other relationship that you had. Right? So if your focus is just to leave a crappy job, maybe you go get a better job. If this is an escape for you, you're not going to put in the work necessary because starting a business is insanely difficult. It's one of the most difficult things you're ever going to do in your life. And that's daunting, but it's also awesome because the rewards are amazing, both financially and also emotionally, spiritually. The rewards are amazing, but you have to be in it for the right reasons. If you're doing it because you want a more relaxed lifestyle, well, good luck. Like, entrepreneurs work harder than people who have a job. For those of you who have started a business, look at how many hours you're working now compared to how many you worked at your job. It's way more now. And yes, you sometimes get to pick when you're going to be working, but you could also do that in a job. You could pick a job where you don't have to be up at 4 a.m, right? There's a lot more flexibility around that actually in a job than in your own business. When you have customers to respond to because something failed at 2 a.m, who's answering that call? It has to be you because you don't have a team. Don't make a stupid decision because you're trying to escape something negative. Make sure you're moving towards a positive. And that's just life advice. That's not just being an entrepreneur. That's in general. I think too many people make knee-jerk, negative reactions, negative decisions because they're running away from something. And ultimately that will not serve you until you're moving forward towards a direction that actually does. And the number 7 sign that you are a terrible entrepreneur is you have no mission. The number 1 piece of advice that comes up over and over and over and over again with the people who've made it, the heroes that you have, is they had a mission, they had a purpose, they knew why they were doing this thing. There has to be something above money. Money is great, and you need money. It just is not number 1. Even in a charity, money is important, but there has to be something above money that's important to you. Money can be number 2 or 3 or 4, but it's not number 1. So you've got to find out what is that number 1 thing. Now, in the short term, could you create some arbitrage? Could you create some opportunities? Sure. But if you want to be around for the long term, if you want to build generational wealth, if you want to be on people's walls, if you want to make a lot of money, have a big impact, look at the people who have done that. Look at who those mentors of yours are. They did it for a purpose. And so if you want to have that kind of success, you need to figure out what your purpose is too. You need a mission to win the big game. So those are my 7 signs that you are a terrible entrepreneur. I'd love to know which one resonated the most with you. How many of them apply to you? Hopefully none, but be honest, leave in the comments below. Did I miss an 8, 9, 10 that you want to add to the list? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself and whatever your one word is. Much love. I'll see you soon.
So let me give you the one word secret to happiness. One word. This is all you need to be happy.
The most important word ever.
If you had to think of one word that's most important to you or that sums you up or that would be kind of like a little beacon.
Hey Believe Nation, if you want to know what the most important one word is for Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Oprah Winfrey, will.i.am, and Howard Schultz, I have a very special secret video for you. Check the description for details.